Hello, my friend. I'm so happy to see you. Today I just finished the LOD Generator 1.0, and today I'm going to show you what is new in it, all the new stuff I added. First, we can just see we now have an overlay wireframe that enables us to see all the polygons on the object, and you can see how the different LODs is changing while you click it. This is LOD 1, LOD 2, and the last, LOD 3. There are only 1,800 triangles or polygons, so it's really reduced, and can now see that as a wireframe, overlay wireframe. So that's a pretty good feature, so you can see how the reduction is working. Then I'm going to show you what else is new, what I've been working on. You can just take this. I can show you some of the objects that I had problems with. This is one of them. Let's see. This one. Yeah, it's one of those crazy models that is so huge. We can just set it to 1 here. You can see it's nearly 300,000 triangles. That's really not so good. So, but here I can show you what I had some problems with. Yeah, you can already see it. First, let's check out some of the meshes. Like the last mesh here, you can see it is 500,000 vertices or vertex data, and that's a pretty large amount. And as you can see, it don't have any indices, and that is because of a limit in the DBO format in GameGuru MAX that only support 16-bit indices. So that has been a problem for me, because the new LOD system is using indices to make all the LODs. So what I now made is the possibility to convert these. We can just try to reduce the highest polygons. You can see we now got it to 19,000. We can keep reducing it. Now we got it to 30,000 vertices, and that means that the vertex data is now small enough that you can create indices. And as you can see here, the object is now converted into a LOD object. But as you can see, it don't really look that good. And first of all, you now have another options. You can see these don't look so good. So we can just disable optimizing on that. And we get the original here. And then we have all these strange arrows. If you look at it, it's the normals that are actually the normal data is included in these 500,000 vertices. So you can imagine when we reduce that to 30,000, that the normal don't really fit me anymore. So what we can do now is regenerate the normals, and it will regenerate them depending on the new vertex size. So you can see here, and it will fix that problem perfectly. So I think we will reduce this even further, and that is another new thing. You can see now with the nearly look identical. So, but as you can see, we have gone down to 75,000 triangles or polygons, so nearly a fourth of the size. So that's a big reduction. And the new thing I was talking about, if these two numbers are the same now, it will not generate LODs. You see now they're not the same, so it tried to generate a LOD object. And as you can imagine, if you are perfectly fine with using the lowest LOD as the primary object, well, that you can do that now by setting these two to the same number, and it will only generate a new LOD 0. So we can now save this, and we have our LOD object. And yes, that is the regenerate normals, and how it now can convert vertex space only into normal LOD objects if it's able to reduce the vertices so much that it gets below the 16-bit. It would be ideal if we could use 32-bit, but at the moment GameGuru MAX don't support that, so that would be something for the future. I could really think that I would like to add 32-bit indices support to it. It will really help the reduction of the polygons, so that must be for the next version of this. But that I need to make that in GameGuru MAX itself, and also support all the old 16-bit indices objects that we already have. So yeah, well. Oh, another thing we can try, new thing. This is pretty great. We can just see, what do we have here? What can we try? Oh, let's just try the Iceland showdown. And we have a palm tree here. So let's try to enable the new feature over here. Disable use count. Oops, let's put that on. It's not on by default. It could take some time, that's why. But here it goes pretty fast, and what it do is it actually analyzes all the objects that are inside your level and find out how many times you repeat them in the level. And that is pretty useful when you are optimizing, because you can now pick up the one with the largest numbers. That's the main concern you have now, and go in and optimize those by hand. Here we can just set it to normal. You can see we can get this object down to 300 triangles, and they look perfectly fine. So for this I would just also convert it into a single object by setting those to the same numbers, optimize it, and we have an object now on 300 triangles, and we can just save out that, save LOD and overwrite it. So that really reduces the triangles on the complete level. Another one of the new stuff we can see here, we can just put it back to normal, to our overlay. You see this is 136 times used on the level, so we have many rocks on the level. Here you can see the different LODs, and it's 11,000 triangles or polygons, so setting that to only 1,200, well, that would give you a lot. Remember to put the zeros back here, so to put 2 on, we have around 150,000 polygons totally by this object on your level, and that we can reduce to, only around 12,000, 15,000 or something like this. 15,000 triangles. So that's a huge reduction of the overall polygons, and if you look at the objects, it don't look that bad. Even if it's only 1,200 triangles. So you could go for using LODs, or for just making it into a single object. Well, I would use LOD, and this is So we have here the switching. You can't see it, so and that then we come to the next feature. Perhaps I will reduce it a little bit to 9,000 as LOD 0. That looks perfectly the same. And the next is this unsafe reduction. What it do is it don't really preserve UVs and stuff. It just continues to reduce the object size. So, but it only does that on the lowest LOD level. So we can try to just pump it up here. Oops, and you can see we get an even smaller object now. But it do create problems. But again, this is only done on the lowest LOD, these two, not on this and not on this. So, even if we got the triangle count lower, let's try to, you can see it here, all the UV arrows. But if we fly out here, where the LOD is changing, you can see here. At this point, you can't really see the UV arrows, so we can just go in here, switch it to this, you can see them perfectly. Then we go out where it switched to LOD 2, there, and you can't see them. So we got them, we got it smaller, and you can't really see it when the LOD is changing. So you can see here how it looks when we get closer. No changes. So you can use that unsafe reduction for the smallest LODs. So that is also something to give you some even lower triangle counts. Well, that was just the new features. Well, oh yeah, I nearly forgot. I'm also been peeking into Lee Bamber's commits on GitHub to see how he's working, how he's doing the work on the new project system, and so I added support for the new project system into LOD Generator 1.0. Like if you add a level that are placed inside the new project system like this, you can see it will detect that this project is inside the new product system and ask you if you like to save all the LOD objects into this project folder. So that's the whole point about the new project system, that we separate all the media into a single folder for each project. So the LODs that you generate will now also be saved into that project folder. So it will say this looks like a project folder, would like to save LOD objects into it, and yes, you say yes, and it will do that. So when we save this bush, I'm not sure, yeah, it goes directly into a project folder and nowhere else. So that's also a great new feature. So I think that was it for this time, and you can now get a copy of it on the Patreon page, and I will make a link here below. So just click that or get your own copy. So you are ready to generate LODs. And until next time, have a great day.